This is Module 2, Lesson 17, homework, and in this lesson we are estimating the quotient for the problems. Now, the reason to estimate the quotient is just to check for reasonability. We want to make sure that kids aren't just going through and getting answers and not making sure that it makes sense. We need to make sure that our numbers make sense. So, for this one, it wants us to round this one first, and then we'll round our divisor first, and then we'll round our whole afterwards so that we can round it to something that makes sense for that to go into. So if we think, well, 23 is closest to 20, and then I know that my 20 will go evenly into 620, I know that that goes in there 31 times. And then that will be just a reasonable estimate. If we were actually to go through and do this division, we know it's going to be about 31, somewhere around there. And then if we come back, we have some more problems that ask them to do the same thing. So, number 2, Mrs. Johnson spent $611 buying lunch for 78 students. If all the lunches cost the same, about how much did she spend on every lunch? So, we could, again, do the rounding where we have 611 divided by 78, and then we would need to round these to something that makes sense. So we're going to do our divisor first, so 78 rounds to 80, and then we need to ask ourselves, what's something, let's just look at these first two digits here. We have 8 here. What is a multiple of 8 that is close to 61? Well, a multiple of 8 that's closest to 61 is 64. So I know that it makes sense to round this to a number that is easily divided by 8. So I know that I have about $8. And that's how we're doing that.